Hey guys, happy Wednesday and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Colorado Rockies here on GM Games. My name is Aaron, host of Around the World Sports, but most of you guys know that already. So if you watched Sunday's stream already, which I think actually was posted today, which is Tuesday. I say happy Wednesday because you guys aren't going to see this till Wednesday. But so you're going to get videos on back-to-back days for the Colorado Rockies. You're going to have, about 4 hours worth of Rockies action to watch if you are so inclined. That episode ended with us losing in the National League Division Series to the eventual world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, who have now won 5 out of 6 and 6 out of 8 in the last 8 seasons. We went through the offseason, made a couple of additions to the bullpen. We signed Burl Carraway as a left-handed bullpen option for us, and we traded for Sixto Sanchez. He's in the final year of an $18.9 million. I think he was probably offered the qualifying offer, and he accepted it. At this point, we won't be able to re-sign him. It's not even something I'm thinking about right now. We'll see how the season goes. But if you look at the front office, we have no money next year. We have a little bit left for this year. And there is a deal that I was contemplating, and it's something I may pull the trigger on here over the course of the next month. But Jack Leiter, he's making $11 million this year, $13 next year, $15 the year after that. It's a lot of money that we could potentially have to re-sign someone like Sixto Sanchez, or frankly, if Ramirez has a good year, not worry about that vesting option. So the interesting thing is that the trade was with a division rival. It was the San Diego Padres. It wasn't Victor Acosta. It was Mackenzie Gore. And Mackenzie Gore this year is making $16 million. However, his contract expires at the end of this season. So we were able to offer Jack Leiter, and I worked backwards. Like I started at like 25% or something like that. And I just worked backwards with one-star players. And eventually we were able to get to a place where they were fine with it. So we keep going backwards here with one-star players. And I don't know, maybe you consider this sort of manipulating the system. I don't know. But there was a way for me to get it down to them eating the entirety of the contract. So we would lose $6 million this season, but it would clear up 13 next year and 15 the year after that for our payroll, which is important. Gore isn't terrible. 12-8. He missed all of last season with an injury, torn rotator cuff. But his last healthy season was a 3-win season for the Padres, 182 strikeouts, 202 strikeouts the year before that, 2.78 ERA the year before that. So he's been consistently good, whereas Leiter was good up until this past season where he was just bad. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about this. Yeah, see, if I go to 0%, they want some actual talent. If I go here, I can get it done for a Dominic Fletcher. So if we do this, it means we're going to pay Jack Leiter $650,000 next year, $750,000 next year. And it's truly, I don't want to say it's a salary dump because Gore would immediately, slide into our bullpen. Is this something I want to start off? I think, you know what, guys, this is something we're going to start off the episode doing. We're going to pull the trigger. And he's locally well known, and Mackenzie Gore is very popular. So we should, in theory, get a fan interest bump from this as well. And we are going to trade Jack Leiter to a division rival, the San Diego, not just a division rival. Well, yeah, I guess a division rival. We finished ahead of them in the standings last season. So Jack Leiter and 4 minor leaguers to the San Diego Padres in exchange for Mackenzie Gore. And let's just make sure his contract is up at the end of this season. And that's it. And we pull the trigger. So they're happy. Mackenzie Gore's a leader. That's nice. And we made a deal with a division rival. I mean, that's unheard of. But again, it hurts our payroll situation this year. But next year, that now puts us in a better position. We now have some additional money to play with next season. So we say goodbye to Jack Leiter, who was our very first draft pick. And I wasn't anticipating doing that right off the bat, but as I looked at it, I figured, why the hell not? Let's just pull the trigger. I didn't want to be in a position where we didn't have the money to take on Mackenzie Gore's contract, so we did it. All right, well, let's get to this one, shall we? Let's start simming along. Do you remember we won on opening day 6-4? Game 2 with Sixto Sanchez making his debut for us is a 6-5 win in extra innings. Oh, he didn't pitch. Denny pitched. Carraway came in, pitched an inning, a third, struck out 3 more batters, gave up a run. Camarada gets the win. Wesniak, Cotter, and Jones all homer. Drew Jones with a home run for the second straight game. Hit a grand slam in game 1. So we are 2-0 to start off the season. Can we get the sweep over Arizona here? Win our first 3 games of the year. Be a nice start. No. Wow. We get hammered 6-1. 4-run first inning off of Sixto Sanchez. Not the way you want to start off your Rockies career. All right, so we are 2-1. We head to Washington now to take on the Nationals. And I said this at the end of last episode. I think we're going to need another bat, believe it or not, before this season ends. Our middle infield is offensively challenged. We lose again 5-2. So we are going to need another bat, I think. And we win 4-1. So Jones, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, hitting .550 out of the chute. Sademan Parker, 5 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts. You know, the one thing I didn't do was give Mackenzie Gore a role. So we'll make him long relief and middle relief. And Luke Lito, we will avoid high leverage. So we're 3-2 through 5. Final game against Washington, looking to take the series, and we don't. So we are 3-3 through 6 games. 2 out of 3 we win against Arizona. 2 out of 3 we lose against Washington. Now 3 games at home against the Reds. We're 3-4. 4-4 now. Good game there for Jose Ramirez. Drew Jones homers again. Drew Romo 3 for 4. Sanchez with a better game. Bullpen kind of shanked it this time. Chad Horn gives up 3 runs, but Sanchez pitched better. Game 3 against Cincinnati as we look for the series win. And we get it with a 10-8 victory in extras. 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th. We were down 7-0. Who got the start here? Ben Guess getting lit up in his first 2 starts. 12.27 ERA. That's not going to get it done. Wow, Chris Hawes was good. 4 perfect innings, striking out 8. Wow. Perez homers. Jerry and Ely with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 10th. A walk-off winner for Jerry and Ely. Sam Wesniak gotten off to a rough start. $1.88 through his first 9 games. Now we got a 3-game set against the Dodgers. Let's see how this goes. Can we get some sort of vengeance for last year? First game is an 8-2 win. Lito has his first home run of the year, a 1-for-5 for Wesniak, still under 200. Ramirez 3 hits, Cotter 3 hits, Castro hits his first home run of the season. Parker pitches 5. Camarada, the Hawk, the Victory Hawk, picks up another win. He won 10 games a year ago in relief. He's already won 2 this year. So we're 6-4 now. See how game 2 goes here against the Dodgers. Ooh, that's a rub. Was that another Ben Guest start? That was a Brubaker start. Wow. Carter Smith getting smoked. Horn getting smoked. Brubaker pitching bad. Our pitching has been pretty atrocious so far, if I remember. Yeah. Look at that. We're 16th in starters ERA, 13th in bullpen ERA. That was not expected from this rotation. The fact that Wozniak isn't hitting isn't helping. As I said, our middle infield is offensively challenged with Holcomb and Castro, neither of which are hitting. Our bullpen hasn't been good. Yeah, our pitching has been a challenge thus far. And we win 6-5 there. So we are 7-5. We are in first place, but yeah, offensively things haven't been great, and pitching things haven't been great. So Denny, yeah, I mean, our bullpen was really good in this one, but Denny gave up 5 and 4 1/3. Our pitching coach hasn't changed, so there should be no issues here. Yeah. It's just been a rough start. So we had a day off. Anything interesting in the notes? 2,500 hits for Machado, 3 home runs for Yordan Alvarez. Gleyber Torres hits his 300th home run. And we're going to be taking on Carson Montgomery, who's probably one of the best pitchers in baseball in Game 1 here. And it's an 8-7 loss. So the offense is picking it up a little bit, but pitching is still, it's just been terrible. I mean, we're giving up 7 or 8 runs every game. There's a solid start, a 2-0 win. Who got the start in this one? Ben Guest bounces back nicely. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, strikes out 13. Wozniak finally gets his average over 200. Ramirez is at 250. Drew Jones is carrying us with his 6 home runs and 16 runs knocked in. Game 3 at Miami. It's another solid pitching performance. 2-1. We get the win here. Wozniak has a couple of hits and an RBI. Parker pitches 5 2/3, doesn't pick up the win. Spencer Miles comes on. How's he? It looks like 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Doing a nice job as a bullpen guy for us. 2-0. Horn, Camerata, and Wynn all pitch nicely. Romo and Castro each with 2 hits. So we're 9-6. So it's been up and down, and we certainly haven't been running. We had a 3-game winning streak, but that's been the best so far. So let's see how this series goes against Oklahoma City. They've given us problems in the past as we lose the opener 6-4. Lose 3. Yeah, see, I mean, 9-8 now, and we finally win one. So we are 10-8. 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Drew Jones, who's got 21 RBIs in 18 games for us. Sanchez goes 6, picks up his first win, gives up 1 hit in 6 innings. And it's been, yeah, I mean, you look at, no team is running away with it so far. I mean, we're 10-8, tied with the Giants, Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. I mean, the whole division's separated by 2 games. So nobody's running away with it this year, at least so far. I mean, obviously it's early, but keep going. There's a loss, 10-9. So the pitching has picked it up as of late. So over the last week, we've only given up more than 3 runs once. So that's a good start. Home run for Ramirez. Sademan Parker with another nice start. She's 2-0 with 4 strikeouts. So we have 4 games left. I'd love to go 3-1 in these last 4. Finish off the month on a positive note. So a 5-4 victory there. So 4 runs in the 4th. Brubaker gets the win. He's had a rough start. I mean, he's had 3 what I would consider decent starts. Opening day, he pitched okay. His second start was pretty good. He had back-to-back rough outings, and then bounced back. I mean, this wasn't a great start, 4 runs in 6, but, he got the job done. Miles, Carraway, and Wynn all pitch scoreless innings. Young homers. Yeah, Castro, he's 8 for 57. I don't know what we're going to do here. Kiner Falefa's not hitting. So let's get to the end of April, and then we'll kind of readdress. I think there are going to be some changes to the lineup. Hang on just a second, guys. All right, let's keep going. So we got 3 games left. 2-1 is what I'm shooting for. Obviously, I'd like 3-0, but we'll aim for 2-1. So first game is a 2-0 win. Jerry and Ely, 3 hits at the top of the order. Wozniak only batting .230 this month. Denny pitches 6 1/3 shutout innings. It's his best start of the year. He strikes out 10. Bullpen does a nice job. Let's see how the final 2 games of the month go. 7-2 win. So our longest winning streak of the year is up to 4 games now. Luke Lito has a couple hits, gets that average up over 300. Yeah, a lot of the bats that were hitting last year are not hitting this year. Ramirez is at 264, Wozniak at 231, Cotter at 222. Even Castro hit 260-something last year. He's only at 188 right now. But another good start from Sanchez, 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. Mackenzie Gore, 2 shutout innings, striking out 4. You like to see that. And can we finish the month on a 5-game winning streak and finish 15-9? Let's see. We do. We win 5-4, and we will finish here. We'll take a look at that real quick. Lito, 1 hit, couple of RBIs. Wozniak, couple of hits. Sal Stewart, not getting a lot of playing time. Well, he's 16 for 40. Hitting 400. Drew Jones carrying us with his 346 so far. Another good start from Guess, so he's bounced back after a rough start. Miles, Horn, Carraway gives up a couple runs, and Smith. So let's get to May 1st, and then we'll pause. We'll take a look at the stats, and we will go from there. And I got to pause once again. Sorry, guys. All right, let's try that again. We are, hopefully I can get a chunk of playtime in here before I have to step away again. But we finished the month 15-9. So all in all, I can't complain, right? You can't complain with a 15-9 month. Mackenzie Gore gets better as a reliever. He's not pitching very much for us, and that's, to be fair, that's okay. An extreme fly ball pitcher with 39 movement isn't going to get it done, but again, it was a salary dump. Speaking of salary dump, let's see how he's doing. Let's see how the salary dump is doing. Really, really well, which isn't a surprise. I mean, you go from Colorado to San Diego, and that's not a surprise. It looks like they're using him as a swingman. 3-1, 2.93 ERA. Good for Jack. He was our number 1 pick. I certainly do not wish him ill will. So, batter of the month in the American League, Dominic Smith, the former Rocky. National League batter of the month, Acuna Jr. again. Pitcher of the month in the AL, Carter Daniels. In the NL, Mitchell Sorensen of the Oklahoma City Argonauts, 26-year-old stud, 3-1 with a 1.11 ERA. AL Rookie of the Month, Steve Tedding. And in the National League, John Graves. So if we take a look, and we're gonna run through the actual stats like we normally do at the end of next episode, or at the end of May, but we're gonna kind of quickly just look at things and see where we stand. So yeah, offensively, we're only 6th. 6th in runs scored. We're 5th in batting average, 3rd in on base, 7th in OPS. I mean, we're a middle of the road offensive team right now. I think it's time to call up Pennell. Let's look at our lineup. Who do we send down? Ely. Jerry and Ely. He's going to get sent down to AAA. Jim Pennell's going to get called up, and we are going to try to see if he can impact the offense a little bit. It's been rough. It's been a rough go so far. With the exception of Drew Jones, there isn't a single batter that I would say is outperforming what we've come to expect. I mean, Luke Lito's having, a pretty typical season, 300, 400, 450. But Jose Ramirez is at 250. And I got to watch out for his games played because, again, if he hits, and if he puts up 4.5 WAR, then he's worth $40 million, I suppose. But that's something we're going to keep an eye on as we get into the middle of the season. I have no problem putting Sal Stewart in at third base and benching Jose Ramirez for a month. No problem at all. This is not real life. This is a video game. So our middle infield situation has just been an absolute disaster. Willie Castro is at .1 WAR, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's hitting a .188. Carter Young, 184, negative .1 WAR. Braden Holcomb, -2, a negative .2 WAR. Yeah, our middle infield has just been absolutely atrocious. We need a middle infielder. We need someone who can hit. What do we have for upcoming free agents at? Oh, I could bring Zach McKinstry back at age 34. What do we have for upcoming? Okay, so we got Francisco Lindor. I can't pay him $46 million. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be an issue long term. I mean, I have to hope, that Wozniak's going to turn it around and he's going to hit close to 300 or 320, and Ramirez is going to hit 280, and Holcomb can give us 15 to 20 home runs, and Romo will end up hitting 240. But there's a lot of what ifs, and our pitching hasn't been very good either. Brubaker has been pretty bad so far, to be honest. He's had 2 good starts, 1 meh start, and then 2 bad starts. Sanchez had his opening day was really bad, but he's been pretty solid since then. He's only given up 6 earned runs in, 11, 19 and a third innings. So no real complaints there. Denny's been good. He had 1 bad start, but otherwise he's been solid. Guess had, I think, 2 bad starts. Yeah, his first 2 starts of the year weren't great, but his last 3 have been pretty solid. And Saedmon Parker has really he's really saved us with the way he's gone. He's not pitching a ton. He's only pitching 5 and 2/3, 6 and a third, but 1.23 ERA so far. He's been good. Bullpen has been average, 3.4. We're 8th overall, but I mean, a lot of that's Carter Smith, who's just can't get out of his own way. Although his last 5 appearances, he's only given up 1 run. So hopefully he can continue to get a little better here. But as far as the lineup goes, I mean, there are not really any changes I can make because 6, 7, 8 are just so bad. They're all so bad. I mean, I suppose we could try something like this. I mean, let's try this for a little bit and see how Stewart does at second base. That'll give Castro a chance, I guess. We'll see how that goes. And then Castro can back up Stewart at second. I mean, his defensive ratings suggest that he'll be passable. The range isn't great, but the error is good. The arm, I mean, he really is a third baseman. But if he can play a passable second base, getting his bat into the lineup will be a big help. So we will run with that and see how it goes. So we are 15-9. We're a game up on the Padres, 3 up on the Giants and Dodgers, 5 up on the D-backs. So, all right, well, we're taking on the Braves now as we get into May. And when we get to, here, we'll pause and we'll take a look at the trade block again and see if maybe there are any moves that we want to make here early on. So game 1, it's a 6-1 loss. Not a great start to the month. 2-1 win. We bounce back there. We pick up 2 in the 7th. Looks like a home run from Jones. Brubaker, that's the start we were waiting for out of Tanner Brubaker. 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Final game against Atlanta. Can we pick up the series win? We do. We win 9-4, so we're 17-10. It's been we were down 4-2. We scored 7 in the 8th. Who is that off of? Popovich. Ooh, their closer. Denny was okay. Well, not really. 4 runs and 5, but the bullpen was pretty solid. Another home run for Jones, who seems to have finally figured this big league baseball out. He's having himself a year, which is great because Wozniak continues to struggle. That offense needs to come around here, and I can't see any reason why it wouldn't, but you're starting to get to that concerned point when he and Ramirez are hitting 240 between them, with 6 home runs in 27 games. So that's a bit of a concern. But we're still in first place, so I'm not going to complain too much. Speaking of first place, the second place Padres come to town for 3. Let's see how the series goes. An 8-5 loss. Oh, man. We are 2 games out of first place now. This is a horrible game. Guess, Hawes, Horn, Gore, Miles, they all just get smoked. All right. Well, can we at least avoid the sweep? We do. So we win the final game of the series. We're 18-12, a game out of first place, and this one required us to come back as well. Another big game for Drew Jones, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Wozniak hits his 4th. What do we do about our pitching? What do we do about our pitching? I don't know that there's anything really that we can do. It's one of those things where our pitchers have not been good so far. They have not been good. And they're really, I mean, we could bring in an Emerson Hancock. Yeah, they want Brubaker in return. Well, I don't want to give you Brubaker. What if I eat? Okay, part of it was the money thing. So, can we get a Emerson Hancock? Whoa. Okay. So you would take, I mean, I could offer up, but see, I don't want to do that because they're basically the same pitcher. Let's do this. Let's take a step back. Start with Chad Horn. Let's submit that and see what they want from us in return. So let's go to schedule. Let's keep going. So we got 3 games in San Francisco now. Another win. So Camarada, Parker, Jones, Guest, or Denny. Nobody I'm willing to give up for half a year of Emerson. Well, I guess 3/4 of a year for Emerson Hancock. What about here? What about Ike Acker? Okay, you say meh to that. Quintanilla. I would give up Quintanilla. Let's try it with that. So let's look here. 3-2. 3 runs in the 9th. So we come back. A 3-run homer from Jose Ramirez in the 9th inning. Gets it done. Wozniak still sitting at 240, man. Is just not having a good run of it here. Castro's got his average up to 222. Brubaker with another nice outing. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. So game 2 at San Francisco. A 2-1 loss. So that doesn't move the needle at all. I would love to pick up an Emerson Hancock, but I don't want to give up any of the main prospects that it's going to take in order to do it. Who else was on the trade block? Anybody any good? Not really at this point. Clark Schmidt, we tried claiming him last year. That didn't work. He had an okay season. Yeah, there's not. DeGauss? Didn't we have him, or was that in a different playthrough? Must have been in a different playthrough. I can't remember anymore. They all blend together. All right, we're just going to keep plugging away with what we have for the time being. Game 3 at San Francisco. Wow, the offense not getting it done. So here we go to Pittsburgh now. Make it 3 losses in a row. 4 losses in a row. And we finally win one. We come back and win 2-1. We're only a game out of first place. So thankfully, San Diego's not playing all that well either. So looks like a 2-run homer for Jose Ramirez. Brubaker gets the win. Our starters are 12. It's our offense, guys. Our offense has been just awful. So what do we do to shake this lineup up? And Holcomb isn't hitting. Romo's not hitting. Pennell is 6 for 35 so far. I almost have to leave Ramirez out there. Because without him, our offense is going to be awful. Our pitching hasn't been great, but I mean, our ERAs are manageable, I guess. I mean, Parker, Sanchez, and Denny have all been okay. Brubaker's gotten hot as of late. 4 of our top bullpen pieces have been, for the most part, fine. Wynn, Carraway, Camerata, and Miles. Haas has been really good. This is going to be rough. If we don't pick it up, what's going to happen is we're going to lose, and we're going to take a hit to our bottom line. Our budget is going to take a hit. So what do we do? What do we do? So Cotter's not hitting. Literally nobody is hitting. What is going on with this? Our hitting coach is Josh Bell. He's been with us for almost a decade. Yeah, we're hitting 240 as a team. Our batting average is 30 points down from last season. That's crazy. Is there a hitting coach out there that, I don't think we're going to find somebody who's better than this. So I think, we chalk it up to, a bad month and a half, if that's something you can do. Let's see how this series goes against Philadelphia. We need a, 7-8 game winning streak as we lose again. We lose again. We lose again. We're a 500 team. Could we be sellers this year? Really? We have now lost 7 out of 8 this month. Game 1 at Milwaukee. We finally win one, 6-5. And even that's a grind. Lito has 4 hits, 3 RBIs. Wozniak still hitting under 240. Romo's hitting 212. Things have just fallen apart for us this year. This is concerning. This is concerning to say the least. Game 2 is another win, 7-3. Ramirez hits his 10th home run of the year. Wozniak hits his 6th. At this time last year, Wozniak was hitting like 430. Castro's got his average up to 250. Looks like Pennell has his first big league home run. Brubaker gets the win. Can we get the sweep? We do. And we need like a 10-game winning streak here in order to really bust out of this a bit. Lito is starting to hit a little bit. Denny pitches well, gets the win. Carraway picks up the save. We go to Chicago now. Chicago comes to us. Game 1 against the Cubs is a 9-6 loss. Game 2, it's a 3-2 win. So we've won 4 out of 5, which is good. Runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to come from behind. Pennell up to 4 home runs now on the year. Pennell and Cotter both homer. Guess goes 5. Bullpen gets it done here. Let's go to... All right. Yeah, Horn hasn't been good, so we are going to use less often. Smith can no longer be our setup man. That's going to be Spencer Miles, I think. Carter Smith is going to go to middle relief. Actually, Hawes is going to be middle relief, and Smith is going to be long relief, avoid high leverage. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Can we take the series against Chicago? We do. We win 11-4, so that's 5 out of 6. We're only 3 games out of the lead. Wozniak looks like he had a couple runs. Drew Jones Willie Castro's at a grand slam for Castro. It is. Romo hits his fourth. Pennell is at least showing some power. He's up to 265. 5 home runs, 11 runs knocked in, so that's good. Parker gets the win. Now we get 3 against Arizona in the desert. Game 1 is a 6-4 win. All right, so we're doing it late. That's 5 runs in the 8th and 9th. Wozniak with 1 hit. Pennell hits another home run. Looks like Ricardo Perez hits a pinch hit home run. Holcomb hits a 2 pinch hit home runs in the 9th inning from Perez and Holcomb. Brubaker goes 5 1/3. Carraway gives up a couple runs. Haas and Wynn pick up the win and save. Game 2 is a 3-2 loss, and game 3. Can we pick up the win? We do. So we have now won 7 of our last 9. So that's, it's something. It's probably been our best run of baseball all season, 7 of 9. 5-3 win. Stewart, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, his first home run of the year. Castro had a couple hits. He's got his average up to 267, so he's coming along. Lito's at 280. Ramirez is at 234. Sanchez picks up the win, lowers that ERA to 4. We got a day off today. Where are we on the month? We're 12, and even with how bad things have been, we're 12-12 in the month. Let's pause. Trade block. I would like to bring in Emerson Hancock. His contract expires after this season. How much do we have to eat in order to make this reasonable? Yeah, I'm not willing to give up any of those players. That's the issue here, Seattle. So we have 2. What about Danny Fisher? Yeah, see, none of these players move the needle at all for them. So what if we did that? And I know we tried this. Yeah, it doesn't even move the needle. All right, well, he's not going to happen at this point. So let's keep going. I think we're gonna get through June in this episode. So this has moved a little bit quicker, but we're gonna play the rest of the month, and then we'll pause and we'll look at the stats, and we'll see what we can do to make the second half of the season a little better as we take on the Senators at home for 3 games. First game is a 6-5 win in 11. Wozniak still not getting it done. Well, the average is slowly climbing. It's up to 250. Ramirez is at 242. Stewart hits home runs on back-to-back games. Kiner Falefa with a couple of hits. Guest pitches 6 1/3. Wynn blows the save. But Haas picks up the victory. Game 2. Another win, 7-5. So we were up 5-0. They scored 5 in the 6th and 7th, but we were able to hold on. So Parker, 5 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. Mackenzie Gore's been terrible. Horn doesn't give up a run, which is good for him. Camerata gives up a couple of runs. Carraway comes in, pitches 2 innings, gets the save. Wozniak homers twice. There we go. The bat's starting to come along a little bit. Pennell, 18 runs knocked in 24 games. So that's a nice little addition to the lineup there. Game 3 against Washington. Can we sweep them? We do. We win 4-2, so that's 3-6-9. We're 10-2 in our last 12, and we're still 3 games out. So San Diego, I assume, just keeps on winning. Drew Jones has a couple of runs knocked in. Looks like Brubaker homered. Yeah, Brubaker and Jones both homer. Brubaker picks up the win. He's 6-1 now. His line is now more in line with what we've grown accustomed to. Rest of the bullpen pitched pretty well. We got Cincinnati in for 2 games. Can we take both of these games? I guess we go to Cincinnati for 3 games. 7-3 win. So the offense, so we're starting to put it together here, guys. 3 hits for Ramirez. Looks like Denny homers, so we get pitcher home runs on back-to-back games. Wozniak hits his 11th. Pennell hits his 8th. Holcomb is even getting in on the action a little bit. Denny picks up his 3rd win. Camerata and Miles strike out 8 of the 9 batters they face over the last 2 innings. And let's see how the month closes out. We've won, and we win again. So that month finished up really, really strongly. That's what you like to see. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 2 in our last 14 games of the month. Wozniak goes 0 for 3, but Ramirez 3 for 3. Jones has another couple RBIs. Willie Castro 2 hits. Sanchez picks up his 4th win of the year. That ERA is underneath 4. Carraway gets the save. All right, so we finished up okay. We finished up the month okay. We were 17-12 after the start we had. I will take a 17-12 month. We lost 7 out of 8, and we finished 17-12. So we were 1-7 in a stretch, and still finished up 17-12. So that is a good start or a good end to the month for sure. Acuna hits his 400th home run. Matt Olson hits his 400th home run, all with Oakland. You like to see him stay with the same team. Tatis hits his 300th. Player development, Sanchez got a little bit worse, but he's actually pitched fine for us. Parker got a little bit worse. He's pitched pretty well for us this year as well. Horn has gotten worse, and he's been terrible. In fact, so terrible that he has to go away, but we don't have anybody to call up because we don't have any pitching prospects anymore. They're all either up with the big team or they have flamed out. So we'll have to take a look at the waiver wire here in a second and see what we can come up with there. Haas got a little worse. Camerata got better. Wozniak better. Stewart better. Castro better. How's Stewart doing at second base? Okay. He's doing okay. If he can just maintain that, his bat will play. Carter Young got better. Braden Holcomb got worse again. I think his time is done. It may be time to stick Carter Young at shortstop, who's not hitting either. So I don't know that either of them are really the solution. We may just have to stick with what we have for the time being. Ramirez is, the ratings are finally starting to dip, with some substance, but he is still on pace to be a 5.5 win player. So I'm certainly not going to scoff at that. B got better. If we need offense, he's somebody we can call up, so that's an option. Ike Acker in AAA is not really hitting. Mathis looks like he took a step backwards, which is a shame. I was hoping to take advantage of that power. That's about it. Lenny Torres is asking for a trade. He's making $25 million. AL Batter of the Month, TJ McGuire. In the NL, Heston Jerstad. AL Pitcher of the Month is Dylan Ray with Detroit. In the National League, it is John Dodd of the Nationals. In the AL, Steve Tedding is the Rookie of the Month. And in the NL, it's Atu Nimela of the Mets. So we're gonna go through June. But I am gonna take a quick break here. And when we come back, we will see what we can do about that middle infield position and see what we can do about our bullpen. Because our starters, it's weird. Our starters have been not great. I mean, they're ninth, but that's better than where they were. It's our bullpen that's just been an absolute train wreck. 2 players I was relying on, Carter Smith and Chad Horn, have been absolutely terrible. So that's something we'll take a look at here in just a second. Be right back. All right, guys. Let's continue on through June. I guess first let's take a look at the team. So pitching, it's been up and down. I mean, our top 3 pitchers have all been very good. Sixto Sanchez, Tanner Brubaker, Sademan Parker have all been pretty solid. Jim Denny's been a little up and down, but I think month 2 was better than month 1. It's the other way around, actually. It was good in April, not great in May. Strikeouts were way down. Gave up a bunch more hits. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't great, but again, in the scheme of things, if 3 of your 5 pitchers are pitching, to a sub-4 ERA, then you'll take it. I mean, look at Sixto Sanchez's FIP. He's got a 2.93 FIP. He's been really, really good for us here, really since like his first start of the season. His demands continue to go up, which is a problem, especially given that so much of what we're going to do next year is going to hinge on Jose Ramirez. Still on pace for 5.5 WAR, 34 home runs. I don't know that I can afford to not let him play 120 games. We are 53 games into the season. He's played 52 of them. So he's on pace for 150 games. I need to figure out a way to limit him to 120. So I think we're going to start off by doing this in every 4th game and see if that limits how much he plays. Let's go here. And he's so good against lefties, though. I guess he's better against righties, actually. Stewart's actually better against lefties. So hopefully we can do something there. And every 3rd game we get Sal Stewart out there, who frankly is hitting pretty well as well. He's got an 834 OPS. Anyway, we got off track. Pitching. Brubaker's been fine since really his first start of the year. Sademon Parker's been pretty good. He missed a start I think he's day-to-day with something. Shoulder inflammation. Carraway has been pretty good as our stopper. He's appeared in 31 games, struck out 54. He's only walked 9, so he's been actually quite good. Camerata's been good for a 2nd straight season, a 2.36 FIP. Haas has been really good this year, 1.33 ERA, a 2.46 FIP. Mason Wynn has been okay as our closer this year. He's got 3.91 ERA, so it's a bit high. He's given up too many home runs, 6 home runs in 25 innings. We're likely to move on from him next year. His ARB number next year is like $11 million or something like that, so we're likely to move on from him. Spencer Miles has come in and done a pretty good job as a middle relief, long reliever. Ben Guess has been not very good this year, which is a little disappointing. He put up 4 wins last year. He's been pretty bad this year, so hopefully second half of the season will be kinder to him. He had a really bad May. Mackenzie Gore's been terrible. Carter Smith and Chad Horn have been even worse. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the waiver wire. Anybody here that I want to bring in? No. So let's go to the trade block and see if we can just replace Horn. So we don't need anybody great. We just need, you know me, I want my ground ball pitchers. To Gauss, he's a power pitcher. I would like him as a bullpen arm. They want one of our top players, which is just dumb. Which, I guess is to be expected when you have the difficulty levels set where they are. So let's start with Ike Acker. Oh, okay, so I can't afford his he signed for 2 years. How much is he make? Oh, he's making a ton of money. Never mind. I didn't realize what his contract was. So ground ball pitchers. Ian Anderson, no. Ooh, that control is rough. Brett Conine, we could bring him back. It's been a few years since he's pitched for us. But apparently he's become a bit of a douche over the years. Ryan Hendricks. Ground ball pitcher, decent stuff, decent movement, 3 good pitches. Not making any money. That might be an option. Control was a little too light for me, but that's an option. Clark Schmidt, if we can get them to eat the entirety of his contract, I would bring Clark Schmidt back as a back of the bullpen guy. Okay, so there's a deal here to be had. It's just a matter of can we find it. Satterfield's up to 3 stars. Nice. What about Josh Peretti? Do we have anybody on the AAA roster that would just get it done? Would you take Jerry and Ely? All right, let's submit that. Trade block. Anybody else? He's a ground ball pitcher, but he only has 40 control. Victor Vodnik. Again, that control's pretty bad. We're down into the 2 stars. All right. Well, we'll start with that and see what we get there. See if we can pull the trigger there. So we got our final game of the series against Cincinnati. Can we continue our winning ways? We can. We win 4-3. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll look at the trade offer. So we scored 3 in the 9th. Oh, they scored 3 in the 9th to tie it, so that must have been Mason Wynn again. Yeah, Mason Wynn blows another save. Guess got hurt. Okay, it's a sore back, so it's okay. But that's too bad. He gotten off to a good start. 2 perfect innings. Smith came in, pitched really well. Caraway, Camarada, Horn. Wynn blew the save. We got home runs from Wesniak, Jones, and Sal Stewart. Wesniak's up to almost 260. All right, so that's good. Jackson, I'd give you Jackson Ferris. Yeah, I'll give you Jackson Ferris. I'm good with that. Prospects. Jackson Ferris, where is he? Is he 2 stars? I think he might be 2 stars. Yeah, he's right there. What is going on here? What is going on here? I don't want to make a deal with the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks. I'm good with that. Clark Schmidt for Jackson Ferris and... oh, okay. They'll just take that. Yeah, I'm good with that. Clark Schmidt for Jackson Ferris. We bring Clark Schmidt back home, where he had quite a bit of success for us. And Chad Horn is going to get the boot back to AAA. Schmidt will come up. He will become a middle reliever. Let's set his position to middle relief. Yeah, extreme ground ball. We now have another bullpen arm who can step into a starter's role if we need it. And yeah, his best season was with us in 2025. And I forgot to eat the contract, so now we have almost no money. Yeah, we're down to $4 million. Okay, oh, that's fine. Mistake made on my part. It happens. So we'll start with that. Hopefully Carter Smith can get his act together. I mean, his ratings are too good to account for this. So hopefully it's just a bad stretch of games for him. I mean... it's just awful. Anyway. All right, so we're a game behind San Diego. Yeah, the Dodgers have fallen off the map. 25-29. Let's see what happens in game 1. We win 2-1. So another good pitching performance. Sademon Parker again. Drew Smith goes 3 for 4. Parker 5 innings, 1 run. Gore, Miles, and Wynn all pitch shutout ball. That's 8 strikeouts in 4 innings for those guys. Game 2 in LA. 7-3. So it appears as though we may have righted the ship here, guys. So we were down 3-2 going into the 8th. Scored 5 runs in the 8th. Brubaker goes 6. Caraway, Camarada, Hawes. Pennell hits his 9th. Stewart hits his 4th. Ramirez is still on pace to play 159 games, so we're going to have to keep an eye there. Sal Stewart with a pinch hit, 3-run home run in the 9th inning. 8th inning. Pennell isn't hitting for a high average, only hitting 260, but those 9 home runs are pretty nice. Game 3 at LA. And we lose. So we go to Miami now. Winners of 3 of our last 4 this month. Game 1 versus the Marlins is a 22-4 win. Everybody got into the action here. Cotter, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Wesniak with his best game of the year. 2 for 5, 3 runs, 4 RBIs. Jose Ramirez, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Drew Jones, 6 hits. 6 for 6. Jim Pennell hits his 10th home run. Castro has 2 hits. Ben Guest goes 3 for 4. Is the recipient of that. 2 runs, 5 1/3 innings. Wozniak, Pennell, Ramirez, Jones homers twice. Castro hits his 4th. So, yeah, I'll take a 22-4 win for sure. Game 2 against Montgomery. And we lose Spencer Miles for 3 months. That is a problem. We win 2-1, but losing Spencer Miles is a problem because that means we got to call Horn back up. Sanchez was fantastic. Romo's still not hitting. Holcomb's still not hitting. Ramirez is still playing. Okay. Ramirez is still playing every game. I mean, I may as well just let it run and see what happens. Because right now we're on pace to cut our payroll by about $9 million next season. If we have to, we can get out from Caraway, assuming we want to. We shave about $8.5 million off if we don't, if we non-tender Mason Wynn or we trade him. But this is the one that's well, really, Jose Ramirez wouldn't be a problem if Willie Castro wasn't a train wreck. That $25 million contract for the next 5 years is going to be an absolute anchor for us. But yeah, I mean, like Brubaker's contract is reasonable. Wozniak is absolutely reasonable based on the production he's giving us. Romo, the offense is starting to slip, but he's still only 27, and defensively he's still one of the best catchers in the game. Luke Lito's contract is fine. Yeah, so I mean, shoot. All right, so I guess for now we call Chad Horn back up. And we'll just leave him as an unspecified so he won't pitch much. And we go back to the trade block and see what's available. Again, we want the ground ball style pitcher. Extreme ground ball would be preferred. Yeah, we're down into 2-star pitchers now. I mean, maybe we go after one of these guys who has got poor control, but like this guy has he never pitched in the majors? Back in 2024 and 2025, he pitched a little bit. That's interesting. That is interesting. His ratings have actually increased here over the last year or two. Let's see if they want to trade us. I mean, this can't possibly take that much. Yeah. Here, you can have this guy. West Tunnel. And that means Horn can go right back down. Because Tunnel is better. 57, 53, 44. Yeah, he's better. I mean, we'll probably have him... I don't know, we'll just leave him as not specified too. All right, so let's keep moving. We are 5-1 here in June. Can we sweep Miami? We can. 5-2. Actually, I'm going to take a look at something. So we have now won 6 out. We're 6-1 here in June. That's 11-1, 12-1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're 18-3. In our last 21 games. That's getting it done. That is getting it done for sure. June. All right, so we get a day off today, followed by 3 games in Oklahoma City. Let's see how this series goes. They always give us a hard time. Yep, and okay. All right. Okay. So Carter Smith is going to get some run as a starting pitcher. I guess we were destined to have Chad Horn on our big league roster, whether we wanted him there or not. Set position, reliever. Long relief, and we'll just see how it goes, I guess. Yeah, the injury bug the last 2 years has been a challenge. This one hurts. This one hurts. He was pitching really, really well. Was on pace for a 4-win season at the league minimum, which is huge. But yeah, we lose him until July of next season. And let's continue, I guess. Game 2 against Oklahoma City. (6-3) win, so we do bounce back there. Looks like Denny, did he get the win? Yeah, Jim Denny picks up the win, his 4th of the year. Ramirez goes 2 for 4. Wesniak just can't get going today. He had his average up to almost like 260, but he just can't get started this year. It's crazy. All right, final game of the series against Oklahoma City is a 4-1 win in 15 innings. Luke Lito 3 hits. Ramirez had a couple of hits. Wesniak and Jones both homer. Young had 3 hits, getting the start at second. Sanchez goes 6, gives up 1. Schmidt 2 1/3 shutout innings. Mackenzie Gore getting it done, 3 1/3 shutout innings. And Tunnel comes in and picks up the save. So there you go, West Tunnel. His first appearance gets a save for us. All right, game 1 against the Mets. Another close one, 2-1 win. The pitching has come out of nowhere here. Wesniak homers, Ramirez homers. Ben Guest goes 7 shutout innings. Schmidt with another inning and a third of shutout baseball. He's been great since we brought him back. No complaints there. So we'll play probably up until here, and then we'll play up to the All-Star game, and then we'll readdress trades and see if we can make a deal here at the end of the episode to try to improve our standing going into July. So let's see what happens in game 2. And we lose 4-2. Camerata's out for 4 days. Game 3 against the Mets. It's a 4-2 win. So we've only lost 3 games here this month. We scored 3 in the 7th. Brubaker goes 5 2/3. Camerata picks up another win. Lito homers his 6th of the year. Wesniak's got that average back up to 260. Let's see if he can keep it climbing. Shoot, they pinch hit Ramirez in this game. I didn't want them to do that. I think we're going to get to 120 games whether we wanted to or not. So game 1 at St. Louis. It's a 5-3 loss in 18 innings. Pennell goes 4 for 8 with 3 RBIs. Carraway gets the loss. Look at Tunnel, guys. 3 innings of shutout ball. All right, well, we're not going to win them all, I guess. Game 2 against the Cardinals is a 4-3 win and another day-to-day injury, this time Ricardo Perez. We scored 2 in the 8th. Pennell, 2 more hits, 3 more RBIs. He really has kind of injected some life into the offense here. I mean, he's 870 OPS. He's got 30 runs knocked in 42 games, 12 home runs, playing above average defense. Sanchez picks up the win. Hawes gets the save. How did Carter Smith do in his first start? Not bad. 2 runs in 6. Here. All right, so game 3 against St. Louis. It's a 4-3 win. So we're going to send Norman to AAA for a rehab assignment, but he may be up sooner rather than later. We kind of need him, so he may be starting this season. That was the game we just played. Game 3. A lot of long games. 7-4 in 16 innings. Cotter 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Ramirez had 2 runs knocked in. Stewart 2 for 7. Guest gave up 4 in 5 2/3, and then our bullpen was perfect. So that's what, 5 2/3. That's 11 or 10 and a third innings of 4-hit ball from our bullpen. I will take that every day of the week. 3 against Atlanta. Another win, 9-3. We're 45-25, 20 games over 500. Things have started to look up for us for sure. Looks like Smith homered. Yeah. Carter Smith hits a home run and goes 7 innings, gives up only 2 runs. So he's done a nice job as a starter so far in a couple of starts. Stewart, Smith, and Cotter all homer. Game 2 against Atlanta. Another win. We just keep on winning. Wozniak 2 hits. Ramirez 3 for 5. Brubaker gets his 7th. So what are we this month? 14-4 this month. And game 3 against Atlanta. Another win. 4-3 in extra innings. Jones has 3 hits. He's figured it out, guys. I mean, I would say for sure he's figured it out, right? 309, 19 homers, 48 RBIs so far. Cotter at a pinch hit single, pinch hit double, pinch hit single, I guess. Denny goes 5. Bullpen pitches well again. Clark Schmidt has been phenomenal. And let's get to that 3-game series against San Diego. A very important series. How many games are we up right now? Yeah, we're only up 2 games. It looks like it's just us and the Padres this year. The Dodgers are at 500. We're back to the best record in baseball, so that's good. And let's keep going. Game 1. 5-1 win. Huge win. Sixto Sanchez picks up the win. Jeromo homers. Sanchez homers. Goes 6 shutout to get the victory. Good start to this series. Game 2. 9-5 loss. And the final game of the 3-game set. So it's now a 1-game lead as we lose both games. Who got the start in this one? Smith. He didn't pitch badly. Carraway gave up the 3 runs, but Smith didn't pitch badly. All right, so we are 1 game up going into the All-Star break. Let's see who we've got. Let's see what All-Stars we have. And I apologize if this video seems a little off. It feels a little off on my end, but yeah, we're not all going to be on our A game every day, right? It happens. So, All-Star game in the National League. Sixto Sanchez makes it. Chris Hawes makes it. Mason Wynn makes it. So we have 3 pitchers. Offensively, Wozniak makes it, even though he's having a down season. And Drew Jones. And that's it. That is it. Prospects. Nobody. Oh, Hector Quintanilla. And that's it. So we have 1 minor leaguer and 5 All-Stars. Cool. So things seem to have settled down here a little bit in terms of, just in terms of everything, right? Our pitching has been better. Our offense has been better. I gotta figure out a way to do this where he isn't going to get to 120 games. On pace for 158. So even the games I don't start him, he's getting in. So I may be at a point where I just sort of have to suck it up, which we may do. We may just suck it up and then next year deal with next year. I'm just concerned that, and this is my big, actually we can drop the ticket prices. Great, let's drop the ticket prices back to 39 where they were last year and see if we can generate some income. So I would love to bring Sanchez back, but you can see we have 0 money to do so. We might be able to do something in the off season, but right now we can't do anything. Denny's going to be asking for 6. Drew Jones is going to be asking for 8. Yeah, Mason Wynn and Caraway are really the only two contracts we can get off the books. I mean, that will give us $20 million, but I still don't know if that's going to be enough to sign Sanchez. Castro is, I mean, he's doing okay, and he's been okay, kind of in the role we have him in, which is part-time / playing almost every other day. And I mean, if he puts up 4 wins this season, I'll take it. His offense is gone, but let's look and see who's on the trade block. I don't think there's going to be any different players on the trade block that have been there all year. Mondesi, but I need a bat. I need a middle infielder that can hit. And right now, I don't have that. Javi Baez can't hit. Yeah, there's nobody here. Nobody here. So I don't know that a deal's going to happen until next month. I do think this is probably a good place to leave off, though, right at the All-Star break, so we can come back and finish up June and do July. July plus, really, in the next episode. It'll probably be July, and then see how far we can sim up until the postseason, and maybe get a postseason game in on Sunday night. I don't really know. But that being said, let me know what you think I should do here going forward. What should be my target? Should I be thinking long term and figuring out a way to keep Ramirez out of the lineup? He can only play 46 more games between now and the end of the season. Is that something I want to do, or do I just suck it up and pay the man his $40 million next year? What types of deals do I call up? Kevin Norman. I mean, I think he's going to be up sooner rather than later. But do I call him up immediately and let him start, or what do we do? So, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Give these guys at GM Games a subscribe. Follow them over at Discord, etc., etc. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.